Hello beautiful and welcome back to my channel and welcome to this week's new makeup releases. We are going to chat about the new makeup that's been released, announced and sneak peek, and I'm going to let you know my thoughts, whether or not I want to pick it up, whether or not I'm anti-hauling it, and then you let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And it's okay if we disagree. Friends don't always agree, but friends are always respectful towards each other. And if you haven't been there before, if this is your first video here, welcome. My name is Angie. I'm such a lover of beauty makeup, love everything beauty makeup related. I just love playing with all of it, trying all of it so you don't have to, you know, letting you know which ones are good and which ones pass. So if you want to see some more makeup content on your timeline, don't forget to subscribe because I upload 5 videos a week. Also, don't mind if you hear any snoring or anything like that. My dog, my very big boxer dog, is sleeping right under the table here, so if you hear him, that's what it is. Just be happy you can't smell him, because he's been farting all day and it's not been pleasant. Are you a farting doggo? Are you a farting doggo? Is that you, sir? I don't have any new makeup releases with me this week. Sometimes I do, most of the times I don't, but I'm gonna scoochie to the side so that I can pop up some pictures here next to me of the things I'm gonna talk about. I did film this look that I have on right here. I will leave all the things that I am wearing in a pinned comment down below so that you can see the things that I have on my face in case you are interested. And all the things that I'm gonna be talking about in this episode, they are gonna be linked in the description box. So do check out the description box, do check out the pinned comment. Everything will be linked, all the info will be there, all the info that I can find at least. So we're gonna have a peek at these new releases and we'll see. I don't think that this episode is gonna be that long. I always say that and then they're 40 minutes long, but there's actually not that many releases, which is a very stark contrast to what we have had these last couple of weeks. You know what? Let's start with this one. This is a sneak peek from Huda Beauty. This is what I am guessing is going to be her big palette of the year. Last year she had the Naughty palette around Christmas. The year before that she had the Mercury Retrograde around Christmas. I'm guessing this is her holiday palette of this year. I have already seen what this is because there are sneak peeks up on the internet. I am just here to let you know, if you want to see the palette already, there are pictures on the internet, but Huda Beauty themselves have not shown the picture. So I'm trying to not at least deliberately like spoil releases for brands. Not that I'm like a big account, but there's still a couple of thousand people watching this, and if I can be one of the people that doesn't spoil a release, I'm trying to be. Sometimes shit happens anyways, but if you are interested in seeing how this palette looks, there are sneak peeks up already on Instagram, so do take a peek at it. But we'll talk more about it next week when we have officially seen more. Can we talk about this one? Listen. I have been talking quite a lot about my friend Maggie. If you are a Swedish speaking person, if you understand Swedish, she has a YouTube channel named Margareta Gräs, and she is right now in the middle of her most busy season of the year, which is calendar season. She opens every beauty calendar that is available basically on the market, letting you know if it's worth the money or not, helping you in your purchasing decisions. And I tagged her in this one. I was like, Maggie, sweetie, you're not opening this one? I want to see it. It's the Chanel calendar for $825 or both of your kidneys. Oh, do you know what tax bracket you have to be in to be able to get this Chanel calendar? And it's not even that interesting. I mean, listen, the calendar itself, stunning. I will be saving that and be buried with the calendar if I paid $825 for it. But it's a full-size perfume. There's like, it's like a Christmas tree bauble. There's like stickers, magnet, a mirror, a bracelet. Like, listen, Chanel, you're bougie, but a keychain and a string bracelet and some stickers is not making this calendar work. $825. By the way, Maggie basically told me to shove it. It was not happening. I'm disappointed. I thought you were committed to a cause. But yeah, this is insane. The calendar craze has officially reached a new level where it, like, I guess all bets are off. Just YOLO yourself into the new year like knee deep in debt, I guess. But yeah, this isn't for me. I actually bought a calendar. I talked about this. I bought a coffee calendar. Listen, it's nice to treat yourself for December, but the value of the calendar is only worth it if you actually want everything that's in the calendar. If you actually think you are going to be using most of the things in the calendar. And I know I'm going to be drinking coffee every morning of December, so I bought a coffee calendar, basically giving me 2 cups of coffee every morning, different flavor of coffee every morning. I'm all about that life. All about that life. So do treat yourself to a calendar, but be honest with yourself. Like, are you really going to be using 25 different lip glosses? Like, be honest with yourself. I'm just throwing it out there. This is something that I thought I was gonna buy, and then I saw what it was all about, and I actually have decided to not purchase the holiday collection from BH Cosmetics this year. Last year they had the Naughty palette, amazing quality. Truly amazing quality. That year, last year, it was the square pans, and this year they're doing the round pans. And I have only tried, well, the Ice Cream Shop palettes do have the round pans, but other than that, I've only tried the Doja Cat palette with round pans. And even though I think the mattes in that palette are overall really good matte, I wasn't that impressed with the shimmers. And I also think this one has 1 pressed glitter, or maybe 2. I think it has at least 1, but the Naughty palette did as well. The thing with this is that the color scheme is, according to me, not as good as the color scheme was in the Naughty palette. And also it is, again, a very big palette, and the small palette, even though it's cute, I've heard that those mini palettes with the mini round pans actually isn't the same quality as the other palettes from BH Cosmetics. So I'm gonna be taking my own advice, which was, Angie, don't buy any more makeup until November. Was that advice or just me telling myself to calm my titties? I think it was just me telling myself to calm my titties. My goal is, because I was stress shopping a bit in the beginning of October, I'm gonna tell you, but my goal since the mid of October was to not buy a single makeup item until the new Birthstone palette for November. So that is my goal. I'm trying to stick to that, so I'm not gonna buy it. I wasn't overly impressed, but I think, again, these holiday releases, they are usually not for people that buy a lot of makeup all throughout the year. It's for gifting and for people that like to treat themselves during the season. If this big palette is the same quality as the Naughty palette, do check out other YouTube videos to see reviews. I don't want to take on another palette to review. If this is the same quality as the other, like the palette from last year, I do think that this could be a good palette because it has a lot of shades. But this year, I'm not gonna. There's another holiday palette I want to talk about. This is the Rare Beauty palette, and I'm gonna be totally honest with you. When I saw this palette, I thought that this was their old palette. So this is a new colorway of the Discovery palette, but I think this is so similar to the old one. So it didn't register with me that this was the new palette, because I thought like, oh, maybe they're restocking the old one, or maybe it's limited edition packaging for holiday. Maybe it's something like that. I didn't realize that this was the new one. And there's nothing wrong with having a color scheme and like sticking to the same kind of a thing, but I just thought it was a little bit too similar. This looks pretty, and I'm sure that if I had this, I would be able to create something similar, honestly, to what I have on my eyes, but maybe that's the main reason why I shouldn't buy it. I do like the inclusion of the really dark plum and the mustard matte. I don't need this, and I also think when it comes to Rare Beauty, I'm saving myself. I don't want to try a new eyeshadow formula if the palette, the color scheme of the palette, isn't something that I truly want to try. And this one I can do within my collection, so I'll just save Rare Beauty eyeshadows for a later occasion. This is the new palette from Dominique Cosmetics. I really like Dominique Cosmetics, the things that I've tried, but this palette, I mean, you know me, I like dramatic makeup. If it's gonna be a little bit more neutral leaning, I want it to be super dramatic. So for me, this is just a little bit too neutral and a little bit too mid-tone and light for me to be excited. The only dark shadow in here is a dark brown. I don't hate this color scheme, and I do think a lot of people would love it. I feel like this would have been a really good spring release. I mean, always when I talk like spring and autumn, there's always people say, well, it's spring in Australia, or well, it's fall in Australia. And I understand that, but Dominique Cosmetics is a Los Angeles-based makeup brand. Usually makeup brands make releases for the hemisphere that they are in. I don't see US or European based makeup brand making a specific release for a hemisphere that they're not even in. So when I talk about like fall releases and spring releases, it's me referring to the hemisphere that the brand actually is in. And I think it makes total sense for Australian and New Zealand brands to make releases according to the season that they're in. I would be surprised if an Australian brand came out with a spring collection when it's fall in Australia. That would feel weird to me, because it would be like, oh, you're not even like trying to sell to the country that you're in. But for me, Dominique Cosmetics, it's in LA, and I feel like this would have been such a nice spring release. I really like the inclusion of that like almost smoky purple shimmer. I think that that is really, really pretty, but this isn't something, it's not something for me. This palette is probably perfect if you like neutrals and you just want to try out something that's just a little bit different. There's this smoky purple shimmer, there's a couple of corals, and then there's this mustard yellow plus some more safe browns. I don't hate the palette, but it's just not made for me, and that's perfectly fine. I am surprised that Makeup by Mario did not release his Ultra Suede lip pencils at the same time as his lipstick. Like, I feel like it would have been a good release to go together. The lipsticks all had names, and I see that there are also names on these lip pencils. And I'm guessing they're like, that they probably mean something. Maybe these are like power couples if they go together. I have no idea. They look really pretty, but Makeup by Mario's news has not come to Cult Beauty yet, so it's not been a brand that I've been able to try. But maybe in the future I'll be able to try them. I would love to try the cream products from Makeup by Mario, because I feel like overall people seem to have been really interested in those. I also love lip pencils, and I wear lip pencils absolutely every time I do my makeup. Even if I'm only doing brows and lip gloss, I will still put a lip liner underneath the lip gloss. It's just one of those things that I use every time I do my makeup. So I could be interested in this, but I don't see myself like, I'm not like, oh my god, I need to get it. How am I gonna get a hold of this? That's not how I'm feeling at all. It seems like a cute release and it fits in with the brand, but it's not something that I'm gonna bend over backwards to try and get. There are new upcoming highlighters. This is spring 2022. These really big brands, like this one is Dior, for example. I mean, they probably already have next holiday planned. Because it takes, like, the bigger the brand, the longer the planning process. Because there are so many wheels that need to be turned for things to come into tuition. Is that how you say it? Come into tuition. And Dior is that's big. That's a big thing. So I'm not surprised that they already have spring planned. I think most big brands already have, like I said, spring, summer, and fall already planned for 2022. What surprises me is that we start seeing sneak peeks already. But I will also say Dior is from a fashion house, and like Fashion Week has already been, I think Fashion Week has been in all, yeah, Fashion Week, London, New York, Milan, and Paris. I think all of the fashion, like the major fashion weeks have already been. So for Dior, they've already showed what kind of clothes and accessories they're gonna have for spring 2022. So for them, it might not be as weird to also show what makeup they're doing for spring 2022. But as a consumer, it's just like, why? I mean, the reason why like spring catwalk is in the fall time is because what it's really meant for is for people buying the clothes. Like, there are like buyers for like Harrods and Selfridges and like Macy's and all of these. They need to see the clothes in advance so that they can decide what pieces to buy for the stores. And that's why they have to be a little bit in advance, and also so the brands can know like, oh, this jacket was a hit, so we need to make more of those jackets. That is one of the big reasons why things are shown in advance, because again, the bigger the brands, the more wheels that gets to be like turning. It just feels a little bit backwards now that, like, because we get to see the shows and we have been able, and now we also get to see the makeup sneak peeks. So for us it feels like, why are you showing spring now? But it's only because how are the stores and all of these places, how are they gonna be able to plan for spring if they don't know what's coming? So I mean, take it for what it is. I also wish that we didn't have to talk about spring already, but I mean, it is what it is. It looks really pretty. These are highlighters. They all seem a little bit more on the darker side, which I think is really nice. I wouldn't be surprised if there were more shades coming as well. It's in that same packaging with the quilted pattern. Though, listen, I've seen that packaging in real life. It is a stunner. It's so incredibly pretty. I don't hate these shades. I think it looks really good, but I can't commit and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna buy it. Listen, spring 2022. Listen, I'm still recovering from 2020. I can't think about the fact that we're soon in 2022. Like I can't handle it. I feel like I need a drink. Okay, let's get into the weekly segment of who did HipDot collab with this week. And this week, ding ding ding, we have a winner. It is the hot sauce Tapatío round 2. Who asked for round 2? Listen, I'm not mad. I just have questions. Round 2. Round 2. There is an orange lipstick though. Listen. I'm like, this sucks. Ooh, is that orange? Don't come for me. This palette, HipDot has a way of being like, we want to collab with someone. What are we gonna do? Let's do another rainbow palette. And there's 3 glitters in there. That's a hard pass. That orange lippy though. Listen, can you buy just the orange lippy? Lipstick set. I don't want the set. I just want the orange. Okay, I need to calm myself down, but HipDot is a collab brand. I haven't seen them do anything on their own for a really long time, and I'm starting to think that since they are probably making a lot of money from these collabs with intellectual properties, like last week it was Adam's Family, I think? Or was it the week before? Listen, I don't know, there's usually something from HipDot. They're probably not gonna stop. They're not gonna stop until we stop buying it. But yeah, I think that this palette looks sad. I do love me an orange lippy though. Is that loose glitter? In the end of 2021? Are you lost? Do you need help? Blink once for yes and twice for no. So many people are tagging me in this new Florasis Dai Collection. This is a highlighter from their collection. I mean, Florasis makes absolutely amazing packaging, and I have tried their products. I was lucky to be sponsored by them for a video, and I will say the products are incredibly beautiful and really nice quality. Like, I wouldn't have taken the sponsorship if I didn't like the products. I will actually leave that video down below because I am trying quite a lot of different things in that video, and the things I said in this video, like, they're true. It still stands true. I think all of it is really pretty, and this looks incredible. And since that video, they have opened their web shop for international customers, which they didn't do before. So I actually think that this looks really pretty. This is available on the 22nd of October, which is going to be the day that you're seeing this, for pre-order, and this looks like a work of art. This as a Christmas gift for someone who loves makeup. What an amazing gift. And also, like, their packagings are also exquisite, so you're really getting the full package deal. It looks really, really pretty. I do think it looks incredible. There's a new collection from Trixie Cosmetics. She's coming out with another blush palette, 3 different blushes, and then there's just a lot of what I would call merch, like hats and backpacks and stuff like that. And I understand, and this is with me and Trixie Cosmetics. I'm sure that the makeup is incredible. I don't need a blush palette, at least not with 3 different colors like this, although I think that the colors look really nice, and there are some lip glosses as well. But it's when there's let me rephrase this. When there is a makeup collection with like 8 pieces, and only like, if not even half of them are makeup, most of it is merch, it makes me view the makeup brand more as a merch brand than a makeup brand, because it seems like maybe they're just including makeup as merch because there are so many other pieces in it. And it's the same with like Jeffree Star Cosmetics. Not that I think that Trixie and Jeffree Star should be in the same category as, oh, don't take me the wrong way, but Jeffree Star is also known for having like 2,000 different merch pieces within his collection, and I'm not interested in that. The glosses look pretty, they're like that 90s nude, and the blushes look pretty. It's just nothing for me, but I am surprised by the amount of merch pieces within makeup collection. Not that I'm opposed to it, I'm just a little bit surprised by it, because I would never buy something like that. Maybe that's, like, I would never buy something like that, and maybe that's why I'm a little bit surprised. We're getting a sneak peek at a Lunar New Year collection. There are probably going to be quite a lot of Lunar New Year collections coming up. This one is from MAC. MAC usually has a Lunar New Year collection. I think that this looks pretty. From what we see right now, lipstick, eyeshadow palette, highlighter, it looks pretty. The eyeshadow palette is like a smaller version of the Modern Renaissance with a pretty packaging. The lipsticks look really pretty. The one we're seeing here is like a corally orange, and I mean, I'm not opposed to that. So I think it looks nice. So it's a little bit, these collections, much like the other holiday collections for like Christmas and Halloween, they're a little bit generic. It's like they're trying to appease to as many people as possible. So they're doing something that is not too edgy so that they could sell to as many people as possible. And a champagne highlighter and a neutral eyeshadow palette with golds and a pop of burgundy, it is what a lot of people can see themselves buying. So, and that's usually the case with like holiday collections as well. So I'm not surprised to see this at all. Let's also go into the weekly Colourpop segment, because new week, new release, at least once a week. This, I actually, wow, I am all over the place. I actually got 3 PR boxes from Colourpop last week. So I did film with the Orchid You Not, and that was live yesterday, and I did get both the new Hocus Pocus collection and the old Hocus Pocus collection. Would you like me to film something, maybe a get ready with me, chatting about something while using these collections and showing you a makeup look that you can do if you're going to a Halloween event, or if you're going to a Halloween party but you don't want to dress up? Because I don't dress up for Halloween. So I was thinking maybe something like that. Let me know if you're interested. I am open for other suggestions as well. It actually looks really pretty, but I've said that before, it's not something that I would buy myself. And it's the same with this one. This is the Lucky Penny collection, and this isn't something that I would buy. I do love me some good oranges though, but I don't think that, none of the lip products are orange, and the palette is like a more muted, more neutral version of their orange monochromatic palette. And I have the orange monochromatic palette, and that's more at my speed because I love the
bring on the drama.
I love that. I have seen a lot of people being excited about this, because whether or not we want to think that, a lot of people are still into the warm neutrals, and this is a very toasty, warm, orange leaning neutral palette with some coppers in there. I think a lot of people would like it. Is it for me? Absolutely not. I don't need this. The cheek products are those cream cheek sticks. I like them, but they're not my favorite. I'm pretty sure I've decluttered all of them. And then there are some Luxe Velvets, right? Luxe liquid lipsticks, yeah. And those are my favorite formula. So for me, this isn't an easy pass, but if you were looking for something toasty, warm, and pretty affordable for fall, maybe this could be for you. I will link it down below. But yeah, for me, easy pass. Back to collabs. This is when you know that collabs has gone a little bit too far, and with little I mean a lot. It's when the same IP are doing several collabs with different makeup brands. And we are back to Little Twin Stars, which is one of the, what is it called? The brand that has Little Twin Stars also has Hello Kitty and Sanrio, haha!
Haha!
Sanrio, which has amazing stores in Japan, by the way. When we were in Japan, I was in several Sanrio stores. Absolute heaven. Absolute heaven. I bought so many gifts for like my nieces and my nephews. It was so much fun. But they're releasing another Little Twin Star collection, and this time it's from Wet n Wild. We have seen a Little Twin Star collection before, and that time it was with Sugar Pill. And I'm just like, are they really so popular that we need to see another makeup collab? Maybe we do, because this is the year of collabs with random IPs. So maybe they're like, hey, let's go again. It's very pastel. It's not for me. Wet n Wild is not. It's not incredibly hard to get a hold of right now. You can find Wet n Wild at Beauty Bay, but nothing of this is pulling me in. Nothing of this. You can get the entire box for $75, which I think is probably great value if this is something that you are super interested in. For me. But again, if this was an IP that I was interested in, I would have been like, I'm gonna take 2 boxes, one to save and one to use. So I'm not here judging other people for being excited when their favorite IP gets a collab. It's just that I can't like fake being excited about something that I'm not excited about. It's very pastel-y. I do like though that the very pastel-y palette still includes 2 darker shadows, you know, so you can create a little dimension, but I don't even know what Little Twin Stars are famous for or from. Like, is it a TV show? Is it a comic book? Is it a computer game? Or is it just cute, like Hello Kitty? Like, I don't really know. I don't really know. Oh my god, I forgot we had another Colourpop thing. Do you think there was only one? Colourpop never sleeps. We have a better look at the, I think this is the holiday collection that is Ulta exclusive for Colourpop. So I will link this down below in case you're interested. Usually these Ulta exclusive things end up at Colourpop. Sooner or later, I think all of them end up at Colourpop, and these are just the mini palettes. Last year they did the, I'm seeing the Baroque. Do you remember? Let me get, because like I have it right here. I bought this one, it was this one and was it two more? So I'm guessing they're doing something similar. Okay, you don't get to judge me. Maybe a little. Don't look at me with your judgy eyes. This is untouched. So we're moving past that embarrassing moment, and we are going back to this release here. These are again very spring. Like I'm getting such a spring vibe from the bouquets on the front. These were much more moody, but again, I'm not the kind of person that wears makeup according to season, so why am I expecting bright? Like, it doesn't really matter to me. I will say that 9-pan palette with the purples and the taupes, it looks very much like, my god, I'm really good. It is show and tell with Angie. Like, do you remember this one? This is the Pretty Much palette by Colourpop. This is one of their little 6-pan palettes. Do you see where I'm coming from? It's very similar to this color scheme, and I love this color scheme. This palette is incredible, like, quality, and I think that like this middle palette could be the same. Part of me wants to get it just to compare it to this one, because this one is one of the best Colourpop palettes. Like, the quality is amazing. The amount of different looks that you can do with this, even though it's only 6 shades, and you can be neutral, you can be colorful, you can be light, you can be dark. Like, there's so many things you can do. This is a very genius palette, and I feel like that middle palette seems like it could be that. It also looks a lot like the I also have that, my god. This one, the Violette Attendu palette by Viseart. I feel like this one is a similar color scheme as well. The cool tone taupes, some purples. You can go neutral, you can go colorful, you can go like dark, light. This is a great palette. So I feel like that palette makes sense and fills a purpose, but these other palettes, I don't know, it's hard to be excited. Like that coral palette they have released at least 2 times before. That pink palette makes a little bit more sense because I feel like it's a little bit more muted than some of the pink palettes they've released before. But that other neutral palette, it looks a little bit like the Baroque from last year, just a little bit more. It's like a mix of this one and the Going Coconuts. Like, I don't know, like how many different, like, we've seen it all. We've seen it all, and I guess we're moving on. I find it hard to be excited. But let me know what you think about the purple palette. Do you think it looks a little bit like the ones I showed you? Let me know. If I'm not totally mistaken, MAC has announced that one of the ambassadors for the brand is Lisa from Blackpink. And listen, my best friend is gonna kill me. She is so into K-pop. Like, she's so into K-pop, and if I get this wrong, I'm gonna hear from her. I'm gonna hear from her. I'm doing my best here. But I'm pretty sure that this is Lisa from Blackpink, and as part of the ambassadorship, I guess they're doing a collab together. The packaging is like this purpley glitter thing. It all looks really pretty. It seems to be a blush, a highlighter, some pens and lipsticks. Like, it's not for me, but I do think that it's probably gonna sell really good because Blackpink is incredibly popular. Is this even Blackpink? Should I be? I love that I went into her Instagram to see if she's actually from Blackpink, and all her profile says is Lisa. That's how famous she is. Lisa, that's it. Haha, she is from Blackpink. I'm a genius. Genius at work. I'm telling you, I think this is going to be a very popular collab, but it's not for me. I'm not that much into K-pop, even though I will say every time that my friend, that's also named Lisa, plays it to me, I love it. And I especially love the music videos. They are so well produced and so good, and it's just absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. I want to talk about a couple of indie releases as well. I don't know how many I have, but I do want to mention this one. This is from Sugar Drizzle Polish, and it is a limited edition Gnome Chrome Halloween palette. Gnome Chrome. You gotta love that. Gnome Chrome? That's genius. 10 out of 10, loving the name of that palette. Who's packing up right now? Shh. This is already launched and it's $42.95. I do think that there are codes out there. I don't know who has codes, but I'm pretty sure the codes out there. I think that these might be all shimmers. I've seen some swatches. They look absolutely incredible. Pretty sure my friend Karen Harris bought this and that she's going to be swatching it on her channel. So do check out her channel when she has it. I think it's really pretty, and it's been really popular for indie brands to release all shimmer palettes this year. And even though that's not my favorite type of palette, it's been very popular. So it has to be like, it has to be consumer, something that consumers want. Otherwise, I'm guessing they wouldn't keep releasing them. But I thought the name and the color story was really cute. Personally, I don't want all shimmer palettes, and I'm pretty sure that this is an all shimmer palette. Yeah, I'm seeing swatches now. I will actually put up the picture here with the swatches instead. They look really, really pretty. So yeah, if you're interested in that, I will link it down below. Okay, let's talk about this one as well. This one is really pretty. This is a brand that has been getting a little bit of hype lately. I know my friend Nikki Raven usually reviews this brand. I think she is getting this in PR, so if you're interested, check out her YouTube channel. And this is the new festive collection by Unique Beauty. These are 3 eyeshadow palettes. There are 6 pans, 2 highlighters, and some lippies, and it's available for pre-order now. And you can, I don't know if you have to buy the entire set or if you can buy them separately. I think they might have made it available so you can buy them separately now if you want to, but you can also buy them in like a set. These look really pretty. I'm a big fan of 6 pans. I do not personally, like I said, I'm trying to not buy any more for the rest of October. Doing really good so far, although I will admit that I did buy some false lashes. You recommended me to buy some lashes from Vive, and I did buy them. And they're already in customs, like they shipped them out to me so fast. I'm very impressed. But false lashes don't count, right? Because they were like half lashes. Do they count? I hope not. I will admit I did buy that though, because I was on the hunt and you were giving me a really good suggestion. This is pretty, but it's not for me. I don't want to review any more eyeshadows, but I think it looks pretty. I like that this brand, it has its thing and it's going for it. So kudos to them for doing their little thing. Please let me know if you have tried this brand and give us some thoughts down below of what you think of it. Let me quickly look so I didn't miss anything new, because you never know. Nope, nope, nope. And Trend Mood is posting nothing new. Okay, that's gonna be it then. If I see any late releases, cannot speak, because I am filming this on Thursday and I'm editing it on Friday. I think I might edit it tonight, actually, we'll see. I will pop them up here on the side so you can see in the late breaking news, and if I have something here, I will still leave the info down in the description box and we'll talk about it again next week. I hope you're having an amazing Friday. I hope you're gonna have an amazing weekend. Last weekend I had videos all weekend. This weekend we'll take a little break and I'll be back on Monday again, so please don't forget to subscribe so you can see more videos, and I will see you then. Bye!